want to touch briefly on your clavicle area here. I think you've done a good job in defining that. Sometimes we tend to go a little deeper than we need to portray a certain area. And in this case, that's a common problem. I do the same thing. And we just need to do just a little bit of an indentation, enough to show that, because in our subdivision, as we subdivide this, the closer the edge loops are together, the deeper the, see, I have a better problem here. The more that will be apparent. Our light will pick that up pretty dramatically. So we just want to come in here and touch on that, make just a slight indentation, and you'll get a better feel for this as you continue to work. Alright, so there's a large muscle that comes down from the base of the ear all the way down to the front. And there's another strong muscle that protrudes from the front here. So we want to make sure to get those in there, because that is what, those muscles will define a really strong neck. And you'll need to put in some additional geometry in here to be able to capture those well. But they actually come straight down and attach to the front of the breastbone here. So they should be even with the front of the clavicle here at this point. So just bring all this forward. I have to push and pull verts to get this just right. And then all of this, oops. So come forward. Just bring it forward in one axis. Shape it up in one axis at a time. Okay, that's too far. Is that the muscle actually comes down this way, so we may need to cut in some additional geometry in order to portray that well. Don't want to bring it out here, because this is actually where there are muscles and tendons that are rather deep. The surface anatomy, the largest surface anatomy muscles are this one right in here that runs up the side of the neck from the deltoids here and attaches at the crest of the upper arm bone there. And then and this one that comes right down through here. Alright, so you need to drop in just a little additional geometry here. Let's go to edge, cut, and let's just give ourselves some here to work with. Here as well. What we're going to do is reorder this just a little bit in here. And then this can come down. Continue that down. This is probably the shoulder area probably needs to be worked on quite a bit. Drop in some edge loops in order to form that up well. You definitely need some on the top there. now I'm cutting it in, but on these areas you can probably go in and just use your edge loop tool and add them. Insert edge loop. Just curious. I had my cut tool still on, and for some reason, regardless of selecting other tools, it still did not want to work. Okay, so coming in here, I'm selecting, I'm hitting Edge Flow, or excuse me, Flow Connect, and what that does is it helps to maintain the flow or the curvature of the object that I'm trying to portray. So that helps a lot when you're building organic shapes like this. Okay, and once we get it into position, we can scale it accordingly. Alright. And then we can come back in here and do some more work. Scale this accordingly. And begin to model in our detail back here. Okay. Got a nice big muscle that comes out here. To make sure you get that portrayed in there. And it does come up and attach underneath the armpit area. So make a nice steep well there. Okay. Alright, of course you'll need some additional geometry in through here. Let's see if connect in there. Okay. Bring it on through. And then you want to follow these down as well. Back to our muscle here. Alright. When you get to the point where you just you realize that you're that you're starting to model it high resolution right here in the package, and we are getting quite a few edge loops in here now. So when you get to that point, you just want to make sure that your mesh is nice and clean, that is all verts welded, and your Your edge loops are nice, and you've got some nice edge loops going on, and that you've cleaned all your edges up, your triangles, and as much as possible, and your end-gons, no end-gons. Then this is going to create a point in here, which I don't think you're going to like. So we'll just come up with that. Weld these shut. And then you can jump to your high resolution package. This one also. We could go on, continue here, but I think I've shown, oops, don't want that. I've shown enough here, off the cut tool, that you get the idea of how you need to proceed. These, you don't want to stop. You want to continue on down with those until you can bury those adequately down in here. You'll be able to, yeah, I would not, since this is a very important area, the head and neck, I'll continue these down a little bit before you do that. There's a problem here, huge fullness in here. Again, get yourself some really good photo reference and continue to study your anatomy. The more familiar you get. Now your lat is a very strong, powerful muscle here that comes down from this area and wraps all the way down. It's what gives the male physique its sort of cobra look when it's all muscle bound, those muscle bodybuilders that you see can get really good shape in there. So you want to make sure that that's adequately represented. Also, you have all the serratus muscles that come in here. Serratus, however you want to pronounce that. So the small ridged muscles that come in here and attach to the ribs. So it's a little deeper in here. And your pec muscles, pectoralis major here. Those wrap from this arm bone. So you get a nice convex surface in here. Don't lose this muscle group that's right in here. That's a problem with a lot of models, is that they don't adequately portray that muscle group. Your delts are actually clear up in here. Come back down with those a little bit. Up in here. Cool. And when you're modeling this way, it's a good idea to put a little additional fullness up in the shoulder areas. That's why when you look at some models, they have really rounded shoulders. Because when you rig this and then fold the shoulders down,